Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage President and CEO of Destinations International, Don Welsh.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you for coming back after caffeine and cocktails. I know sometimes it's a difficult decision. I want to know, by the way, where are my ropes? Are they coming down off this thing right here? Yeah, good luck with that one. Thank you. Thank you. Well, first of all, what a great day. What a great first day. We thank you so much for putting the time and the effort, and I promise you this afternoon session is going to be a very, very inspiring session for all of us, so thank you for being here. If you didn't get a chance to go to the sessions, shame on you. But I did get a chance to walk around and took in some of the sessions today, and I must tell you, they were informative, they were inspiring, they were educational, and they were motivational. And I think Bob Lander just said to me, he's never seen a more palpable energy in this building in a long time in any of our conferences. So I want to thank to all the presenters and all of you who made these sessions so active today. So thank you very, very much. Well, I wanted to make sure this morning, I was pretty fired up, and sometimes I forget things. I move to the next thing, if you haven't noticed over the couple of years. But I did want to let you know I was not imagining the DMAC picture from yesterday. And I believe we have that picture right now commemorating the great signature with our friends at DMAC, Minto, and there's the entire board of directors. So thank you all very, very much. And so I don't forget, I also want to let you know this year's silent auction is more robust than ever. If you've not gone to it, make sure you go to the web, to the app, and by the way, all the foundation proceeds go directly to the foundation. And I know Joe Marinelli is here, since he is in the, thank you, Joe. Put this on, please. Okay, excuse me. See, he shows up now in the front row. Where was he this morning when I needed him? No. So basically, this will tell you, go to the app, look at start. It's about a 2-minute process. Click on that start button, and everything you need to know is going to be either in here or on your phone, right? Correct, Joe. And I believe it's right there. Thank you very much. I want to recognize a couple friends before I move on to the next subject. First of all, Chris Thompson with Brand USA, who's on our board, is right there. Thank you. John Graham with ASAE, a longtime supporter. I know John was with us this morning. I think he may have had to catch a flight, but thank John and his team for being here. Paul Vandevender, president of MPI, is here with us as well. Paul, where are you? I think you were in the audience earlier, so thank you and your team. And I mentioned in previous meetings and a lot of our communication that we signed a really important agreement with ECM, European Cities Marketing Group, and Ignacy de Delas, who happens to be the president of Barcelona, is with us, and also the president of ECM. So Ignacy, I think you're out there, but thank you for being here. And I did want to clarify one other thing in my excitement this morning. I said that Darren Temple worked for LA. He works for Paul at MPI. So Darren, I think you're out there, and he was the long hitter on the golf course yesterday. So with that in mind, I think I've cleared up all my mistakes, and we will go from there. So I want to let you know, we're very fortunate to have such great, incredible partners for the organization who support a lot of causes and initiatives that we have that really benefit not only this organization, but our industry in general. And in particular, I want to thank a good friend who has been instrumental in many of our careers over the years, and that is Mike Gamble and the team at Searchwide, who have played a vital role at this organization. And Mike, thank you for the last 3 jobs you recruited me to, and I appreciate that. You'll get some special love from me today. But I want to let you know that Searchwide has helped launch a program that's incredibly important to all of us, and it is in memory of a great colleague of many of ours, and that is Jim Cara, who passed away much, much too early. But the good news is, in Jim's legacy, Mike and the family have created something very, very important. And it is basically the Take Care of You program. And you saw it, some of the action today started with a yoga program, and it's going to continue to build in years to come. Very important to all of us. You know, prior to joining Searchwide, Jim worked with us in the hotel industry. I know he's near and dear to many of us here. If you knew Jim, you knew his personality, his presence was bigger than life. When he walked in a room, he instantly became your friend, and you remembered him. So this is what a great honor for all of us who knew Jim. And I'd like to take this moment, if I could, to recognize his wife, Vicki, and his two sons who are with us today, Jake and Jason. Please, if you'll stand up. Thank you, thank you. Well, you know what? In kicking this off today, we offered an early morning yoga session, and I know many of you came in. It was a perfect way to start the day. And then tomorrow, we're going to kick it off with a 5K run, which is basically going to set the tone for the day for many of us. And then we're going to get into discussions for healthy traveling, healthy eating. And this is definitely, I can tell you from my standpoint, from my team, this is definitely something we can all benefit from. So I'm sure you will enjoy it, and please take advantage of it while you're here. So with continuing to recognize great industry leaders, great partners, great friends of ours, it's now my pleasure to turn it over to Gary Sherwin, who's going to talk about some people who clearly made an impact in our industry for years and carry on their legacy even after their departure. But it's now my pleasure to welcome Gary Sherwin to the stage, who will now discuss and kick off our special Hall of Fame for today. So thank you very much. Thank you, boss.
Hey, Don. Hey, you know, by the way, I just want to let you all know that tonight, if you don't have plans, Don will be having French lessons for everybody and proceeds to the foundation.
Right.
So,
and German tomorrow, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good afternoon, everybody. You know, just a few years ago at our convention in Las Vegas, which was our 100th convention, we began a brand new program, which is our Hall of Fame. And it started out for a very simple reason. We asked what we thought was a pretty basic question. Who was the founding father or mother of our profession? How did we get here? Who was our George Washington for those in the US? You know, we were a century old, and frankly, we had no idea. So we did a little research, and we found out that in fact, it was a gentleman named Milton Carmichael, who was a journalist in Detroit, and he had advocated that the city promote itself as a meetings destination in 1914. He was later hired to be the first CEO of what became the Metro Detroit Convention and Visitors Bureau. Shortly thereafter, other cities followed suit, and the DMO profession, as we know it today, was born. So there's your bit of trivia for the bar tonight. Milton was our first inductee into the Destinations International Hall of Fame, and since then we've inducted several others who have transformed our industry through their leadership and innovative programming. This is the highest honor this association can bestow. You can learn more about our other inductees on a display that we've also set up on the 5th floor, including a wonderful video montage. Our Hall of Fame nominating committee reviews many submissions for this honor, and the goal is to shine a spotlight on these pioneers, champions, and influencers, and allow our members around the globe the opportunity to get to know them and their significant achievements, and learn a little bit more about our own history. I want to thank the leadership of Bob Lander and the Hall of Fame nominating committee this year for their great work. And here are the 10 2017 Hall of Fame honorees who we're pleased to recognize today.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in honoring the 2017 Destinations International Hall of Fame Award winners. Charles Ahlers, a visitor and convention industry veteran. Charles Ahlers started as sales manager at the Anaheim Orange County Visitor and Convention Bureau, became convention director for the San Francisco Convention and Visitors Bureau, then director of sales for the Phoenix and Valley of the Sun Convention and Visitors Bureau. Charles then became executive director of the Portland, Oregon Visitors Association before returning to Anaheim in 1992 through 2012 Ahlers' biggest accomplishment was achieving funding for the CVB through Tourism Improvement District assessments approved by the cities of Anaheim and Garden Grove. Ahlers' previous industry service includes a one-year term as chairman of the IACVB and various stints on the boards of PCMA, IAEE, and ASAE. Rick Antonson. Under Rick Antonson's leadership, Tourism Vancouver launched the bid for the Vancouver 2010 Olympic and Paralympic Winter Games, initiated the Vancouver Convention Center Expansion Task Force, launched a wide range of programs, including the organization's partnership with the City of Vancouver on Keep Vancouver Spectacular, Dine Out Vancouver, and Festival and Tickets Tonight. Among many volunteer leadership roles, Rick served as president of Pacific Coast Public Television, chair of the IACVB, deputy chair of the Pacific Asia Travel Association, and one of the founders of the Best Cities Marketing Alliance. After 21 years, Rick left Tourism Vancouver in the summer of 2014 to become a widely acclaimed full-time book author and scriptwriter. Robert Cummings. In 1975, Robert Cummings became the first president of the newly formed Greater Boston Convention and Visitors Bureau, where he helped Boston become a highly visible convention city. Robert initiated a study by the Boston Hotel Association and the Boston Redevelopment Authority to determine Boston's convention needs, which ultimately led to the building of 9 new hotels and doubling the size of the convention center. Robert served on the board of directors for the Trade Show Bureau, the Travel Industry Association of America, and chair of the IACVB, among other industry councils and committees. Charles Gillett. The late Charles Gillett, who was credited with creating the Big Apple tourism campaign during more than 40 years as president of the New York Convention and Visitors Bureau, helped to plan tourist events as the 100th anniversaries of the Brooklyn Bridge and the Statue of Liberty, and was involved in the negotiations to bring the Democratic National Convention to Madison Square Garden in 1976. He was a former chairman of the Travel Industry Association of America, a past chair of the IACVB, and served on the advisory board of the United States Travel and Tourism Administration. John Marks. John Marks was appointed president and CEO of the San Francisco Convention and Visitors Bureau in 1987 and retired June 30th, 2006. Marks served as national chairman of the Travel Industry Association of America, served as co-chair of the U.S.-Japan Tourism Export Expansion Initiative, was a founding member of the California Travel and Tourism Commission, and served as president of the California Travel Industry Association. John served as chairman of the IACVB from 1988 until 1989, and in 2001, chaired the foundation's first ever capital campaign, The Destination Ahead, raising over $3 million. Tom Muldoon. A renowned Philadelphia civic and business leader for the past 4 decades, Tom Muldoon arrived in Philadelphia in the early 1980s. Named president of the Philadelphia Convention and Visitors Bureau in 1985, he led a group of business leaders that successfully got public financing from the city and state to build a convention center and headquarters hotel, and was also instrumental in generating support for the $800 million expansion of the convention center. Muldoon also served on the board of DMAI and the U.S. Travel Association, and was an active participant in White House Conference on Tourism and Business Roundtable. David Radcliffe. David Radcliffe is recognized throughout the industry as a tourism and convention expert who played a key role in developing the greater Phoenix area as a major international convention and tourism destination. As an innovator and leader in developing new destination marketing and management approaches to an ever-evolving industry, Radcliffe has served as advisor to over 75 destination organizations, CVBs, and municipalities on a variety of strategic and organizational development issues since 2002, and also served as chairman of the IACVB from 1997 to 1998. Spurgeon Richardson. As former president and CEO of the Atlanta Convention and Visitors Bureau, Spurgeon Richardson worked to promote tourism as one of the city's top economic drivers. Active in many professional organizations, some of Richardson's career highlights include past president of the Southeast Tourism Society, International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions, Georgia Hotel and Travel Association, and the Cobb Chamber of Commerce. Richardson served as board chair of IACVB in 2003-2004, where he strengthened the visibility of industry professionals by focusing efforts to integrate the communities of travel and tourism and business and industry associations, resulting in the expansion of the organization's international presence. Charlotte St. Martin. Charlotte St. Martin is currently president of the Broadway League, the 700-plus member national trade association for the Broadway industry, including producers, theater owners, and presenters of Broadway across the country. She spent nearly 3 decades with Loews Hotels, served as chair of the New York Society of Association Executives, and served as chair of both Meeting Planners International and the Professional Convention Management Association Foundations. She also served as president of the Dallas Convention and Visitors Bureau, leading Dallas to become a major convention city and tourist attraction. Chester Chet Wilkins. The late Chester Wilkins started his career at the New York Convention and Visitors Bureau. While at the Chicago Convention and Tourism Bureau, he was responsible for the building of McCormick Place Convention Center, including lobbying at the legislature and winning an Illinois Supreme Court case to establish funding. He also served as chair of the IACVB from 1971 until 1972. During his tenure as CEO of the Greater Houston Convention and Visitors Council, Wilkins oversaw a tripling of citywide hotel rooms and increased the percentage of national and international conventions from 20% to more than 50%. One of his greatest accomplishments was working with Judge Roy Hoffhines to build the Astro Hall next to the Astrodome, convincing some of the largest conventions held in Chicago to move to Houston. Destinations International is proud to honor this year's Hall of Fame awardees.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get another round of applause for the 2017 Hall of Fame inductees who are here with us this afternoon. First, Rick Antonson. Accepting on behalf of Robert Cummings will be Gary Grimmer. Next, Tom Muldoon. And Dave Radcliffe. Also joining us, Spurgeon Richardson. And accepting on behalf of Chet Wilkins is his son, Chip Wilkins. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2017 Hall of Fame inductees.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. Thanks so much. Yeah, you're going to go right this way. Tom, thank you, buddy. Thank you. Great job. Spurs, thank you. Thank you. Dave, thank you, brother. Take care. Thank you. Good to see you, Greg. Congratulations, man. Great to have you here. Take care, man. Thank you. Wow. Wow, what a distinguished group of winners for this year's Hall of Fame. Just an incredible group of men and women. So now we get a chance to move into a session we love. Our next session is sponsored by our friends at Miles, who are our official communications and branding partner for Destinations International. So now let's kick off what we always look forward to, and that is the Global All-Stars program. And I believe we're going to roll a video right now.